Architects, pull up your Eames chair, put on those black spectacles, and pour yourself a piping hot cup of strong black coffee. Okay, maybe add a splash of oat milk, because we're about to delve into unfiltered conversations about the architecture industry with architects from all around the world. We're going to talk about increasing your salaries. We're going to talk about reducing your hours, and we're going to talk about creating health and happiness within the industry. So if you're an architect that's searching for more balance, a higher salary, a healthier relationship with your career, or maybe you're just trying to find a love for architecture again, turn up your AirPods just a notch, because I've got the answers. I'm your host, Morgan Chihuaga, your future career coach and founder of The Healthy Architect. And I teach architects how to stress less and make more, a lot more. Grab your trace papers and let's dive in. Hi, Christine. How are you?
I'm good, Morgan. I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here. Happy Friday. It is, at least my time, it is 4 p.m. on a Friday. So we are getting ready to leave for the weekend.
Yes, I'm excited for the weekend.
For my audience that doesn't know, this is Christine Olshan, who is an unlicensed architect. And I say that because you're getting ready to hear all of the amazing things that Christine has accomplished. Although she is unlicensed, she is working towards her licensure, but currently hasn't passed any exams. And I say that as a brag because you're going to see and you're going to hear what she's accomplished. She is an architectural designer, a stepmom, a wife, and have I missed anything else, Christine?
I'm also the Strategic Partnership Deputy on the National Associate Committee and also a liaison with the Strategic Council.
Amazing. And an all around badass. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to curse on this podcast, but she's a badass, a verified badass. And since working with me, she has, among many other things, and I'm going to let you go into those other things, but the objective thing that we can actually measure is you have increased your salary by $24,000, actually more than $24,000, as an unlicensed architect with 0 exams completed, has increased your salary by $24,000. Let's just take that for a moment. If you don't increase your salary for another 4 years, that's almost $100,000 in your pocket.
Yes, I would say that it was just well deserved. And to get here, these steps, it was not easy, but it was rewarding, and just putting together my spreadsheet that I had the help with wonderful Morgan here, who had me kind of lay out all the steps and how to really refine and understand that like I am worthy, I'm able to accomplish what I want and my goals, what I'm looking for to continue my growth. So I finally was able to achieve that with the firm that I'm with now, and I'm moving in the right direction.
I think my favorite thing that you just said just then was, I am worthy. I am worthy. I think so many individuals don't know that they're worthy of that income and all of the other things.
Yeah, I mean, you're not unworthy just because you're not licensed. Like, you bring a lot to the table as an unlicensed designer who just is on my way to be there, just like many other fellow designers, where we have our own powers, where we're good with designing concepts and talking to people and clients. So I just want to kind of say it that it is important for you to know that you're worthy just because you're not licensed. You can bring a lot to the table. You know just as much as an architect would. You just have to keep honing each craft.
Yeah, absolutely. Through this career coaching experience, what was your biggest aha moment? Like reflecting back on it, was there a moment that you just kind of realize that you were worthy or realize that you were capable of achieving what you've achieved?
Yeah, there was. I liked the one, the one exercise that we did about our strengths and like our personal strengths and our professional strengths, and kind of going side by side and comparing, like, okay, I really love organizing and I know that I'm good at, being spontaneous. It was just nice to see that, like, my professional goals were also aligned to my personal goals, where, I'm dedicated, I'm organized, I'm persistent, and I'm driven. I want to help people. I'm good with helping other emerging professionals. And in my personal life, I'm a great friend. I'm a great stepmom. I'm a great wife. Like, everything that is reflecting in my personal life has been reflecting in my work and my professional life. And I really found that to be really useful and empowered during that exercise. So I really appreciated all of that. I feel like the coaching that I had with you has really helped me gain my confidence back. I mean, I won't lie, there's still some doubts, but I feel like that's just a natural thing. And you just kind of have to, like, overcome that and just keep practicing and telling yourself and reminding yourself that you're worthy and that you just have to keep going.
Yeah. And do you have tools in your toolkit now from career coaching to pull out of your back pocket whenever you do have those thoughts?
Yeah, so again, I take that list and kind of just either add to it or just look back on things that I've done just to remind myself I'm progressing. Sometimes there's, like, you step back and then you step forward and then you step back twice, and it's just like an ebb and flow thing. But yeah, I take those tools, I take those spreadsheets that I've done, and even just those goal practice exercises, and just really either again add to it or just reflect on, okay, this is where I was 6 months ago and
Yeah.
how much I've done in that time, even though it doesn't seem like, and I feel like this is so cliche because I know I've heard this before, but like, when it actually happens to you, it really resonates. And I really do believe that being persistent, even when you're being pushed down, you get back up and you're stronger than you were the first time. So,
You're so
yeah.
resilient. And especially from the moment that I first met you, Christine, to now, you were so strong. You were always strong, but I can see it in your face now. And I can see how resilient you are now, even more than you were day one when I met you. And it's so empowering on my part to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I tell all of my colleagues and my friends to, I think I actually had someone follow you today. And, I love the people that I've met through this profession because it's just so unique. I'm getting emotional just because I've been all day, but I'm just really grateful and, like, happy that I have the people that I have in my life to support me, whether it's, a couple months or just like a couple years, but they're there, and it makes a huge difference.
And you've created that, right? Like you've created the people that are around you. You are in control of that and you have created that. You've created that through the foundation and the the women in the foundation. You've created that through choosing to put yourself around me. You've created that for choosing another architecture firm that better aligns with your values. You have created the people that are around you.
Yes.
So props to you for doing that, right? You get to choose who's around you. You get to choose who you're inspired and motivated by and who you surround yourself with. And you've done that.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Also, too, when you say to be comfortable being uncomfortable, I think that also is a huge, huge step because it is scary. Like, I am very uncomfortable, but at the same time, I know a year from now, like, I'm just going to be shoving down walls and just
Hmm.
not moving mountains, but, moving buildings and just. you know?
And it's good to know that you're not alone in this, right? Like you're not alone in being
Hmm.
uncomfortable. And it's different, I think, when you surround yourself by other women in
Hmm.
architecture that are also raising their hand and saying, "Hey, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable right now, but I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to push through it." And it's inspiring when you have women behind you that are also uncomfortable and also pushing those
Yes,
boundaries, right?
I agree. Yes, and it's good to talk about that because the more you talk about it, the more empowered you are and sharing those stories, even like right now, and I'm sure whoever's listening will start feeling, or maybe they won't, but at the same time, like they, some people will, and they'll be feeling good about their journey because they know that they're not alone. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm going through the same exact thing, and I know that I can do this too. So,
Yeah. So, how did career coaching push you into discomfort? And beyond that, just give an example. Beyond that, how did that kind of catapult you into something bigger?
well, I think from the foundation, and so first question, I think the foundation where we would get together with other women, mom architects once a month, talking to other motivated architects or emerging professionals or just unlicensed designers, really just that's where I felt like, okay, if they're doing all this stuff, so I'm going to do this too. I'm going to try this. That's kind of where I knew that I needed to just start somewhere. And I also think that when you were sharing other stories of success, I needed to be that too.
So, let me ask, what did you think career coaching would be like and how is it different or the same?
I thought it was going to be more like, I don't know if have you ever been to like an Orange Theory? All right, come on, let's
Yes.
go. Like I was kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but it ended up being completely different than what I thought. It was more like you just pushing what was already in my head out and allowing me to kind of do it myself, but in a way where you were kind of like shifting me and my like almost like shifting my thoughts into reality, if that makes sense. It was more of you were like a guide for us to do the work because as a coach, you really believe in your clients because you choose your clients. And I feel like going in, I was like, well, I think that this will be okay. We'll try it out. I was like picturing in my head, you've got this. You're going to keep, I mean, yes, there is like, yes, you've got this, but it wasn't like kitschy. Like it wasn't like campy feeling. Like it was, I don't know. Like it was better than what I thought it was going in. And I feel like I kind of gained a lot of different insights that I didn't think that I would have. I don't know if that's clear, but
I completely understand what you're saying because I'm a part of it, but I wonder too if other people actually can
yeah.
even understand it until they get into it, right? And like until they experience it. I wonder for you, do you feel as if your brain functions any differently now than before
Yes,
career coaching?
because before I had no idea where I was even going to start. Just like the ARE, just like having those resources, like now like you have tools and resources, but even with coaching, it's like, okay, this is where I'm going to start. You know, putting deadlines, putting goals, and like actually writing them down and really reflecting on it really has helped me because now I think going forward, if I'm ever in any situation with my career or even my personal life, I know at least where to start instead of like scrambling and thinking, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Because I know so many people are always in the weeds and thinking, oh my God, I have to do this, 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 and this. And now I've really put boundaries aside and said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to do myself. So yes,
Mhm.
I feel like coaching really does go a long way, and it will benefit you in everything that you do, not just, you know, your job or trying to find a way to talk about a raise, just any type of difficult conversation.
Yeah. I mean, my goal is for when my clients come to me and when they leave me, that they aren't just leaving everything behind. I actually can give them tools to use for the rest of their career and the rest of their life.
Yes.
And I hope that you've received that as well.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And I have said it to you before, I couldn't do this without you. And then you would say, you did it, but you really do impact the architecture industry. And I think, and I hope that more people come to you and find the same experience that I had.
Oh, don't make me cry.
I'm like super emotional today. I don't know if it's like the rain, but
I think it's this is the second podcast I've cried on of my own.
oh, sorry.
I'm so proud of you, Christine. I don't even know where to begin. It is such like look, you've got me crying now. I promise you I don't typically cry in coaching calls, but this is a podcast, so I can cry on this. It is beyond an honor to like have you as a client and to see you grow as much as you've grown, to see you somewhere where you are thriving and happy, to see you increase your income. And I know that this is not the end for you. Like the experience that you and I just had,
Mhm.
this is like only the beginning. Like you've only started to step into who you're going to become. And you've only started to step into the impact that you're going to have on the world, on architecture, and all of the architects and designers that surround you. And I hope you feel that. And I hope you truly know that. And I know that you have just like bloomed into somebody that I knew you could become.
And I am so excited to see what happens because I also take what you've coached to me to help other people too, because I know it does go a long way. And yeah, I'm just super excited. I'm happy to be able to pay it forward and just can't wait to just bulldoze through even other obstacles and be uncomfortable. So,
I love that. Sit in the discomfort.
yes.
Okay, Christine, is there anything that else that you want to tell the architectural world? Is there anything else that you want to tell individuals that, want to increase their salaries, aren't happy at the architecture firms that they're at, or just want to make any difference in their career? What final words do you have to say?
Well, I would say that if you're, and I'll say this for architects and unlicensed architects and those that are considering architecture, you're all worthy and you all have like this special gift to give to a team or just even a single sole proprietor. You have a gift in your firm that will change that client's life or that team or that other, client. But I'll say if you need a break or you need to explore other avenues, please do it because, again, I can't stress enough that being uncomfortable will only get you farther, even if you don't think it will. I know that doesn't make sense, but trust your gut. And I would also say there are so many other opportunities in architecture or besides architecture that with your background, like you can go almost anywhere with. And if you also feel like you are lost or you're confused or you just are at a stopping point, please reach out. I would think that you should reach out to Morgan. You could reach out to me. Anybody in the architecture community, like just do it, even if it's uncomfortable, because I feel like you will go places just talking about it to people that have gone through it.
one final thing. I want to ask you this and give me a real raw answer.
Okay.
Do you believe that you can do almost anything in the world right now?
I feel like this is almost like the airplane landing thing. I definitely don't think I could land an airplane, but
I've never heard that. I don't think well, no, I could. If my kids were in the back, I could do it.
yeah, I mean, if you have no choice, but like if it was just you, it was a question like a trending question like a while back, and like people were asking like, oh, could you land an airplane? And some people would say, yeah, absolutely, like no problem. But I will say there are some things I feel like I don't think I would be able to, but as far as what I'm doing and where my path is, absolutely. Like if I don't, I'm going to ask. If I need help getting there, I'm going to ask for help, because that's also another quirky thing, characteristic, personality, where asking for help was really hard for me, but I feel like asking help, getting to where you want to get, absolutely. I will 100% get where I want and do all the things that I want to do.
That makes me so happy. That fulfills me to my deepest fulfillment. Okay, Christine, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being on the Healthy Architect podcast. Thank you so much for everything that you do for the architecture industry, and we will chat soon.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I really enjoyed the conversation and hope to see you at the conference.
Yay. Okay, bye, Christine.
Bye.
Architects, this podcast is the culmination of the most creative minds in the world. The planning and programming of this content is extensive, and I'm proud to be a small part of the change that's happening in our profession. If you want to be a part of this change, the very best thank you can give the Healthy Architect is giving us a 5-star review and sharing this episode with a colleague. When you give us a 5-star review and you share this podcast, you are playing a role in changing our industry, one architect at a time. Be happy, be healthy, and take action towards a more fulfilling career. See you next week on the Healthy Architect Podcast.
And to get here, these steps, it was not easy, but it was rewarding. And just putting together my spreadsheet that I had the help with wonderful Morgan here, who had me kind of lay out all the steps and how to really refine and understand that like I am worthy, I'm able to accomplish what I want and my goals, what I'm looking for to continue my growth. So I finally was able to achieve that with the firm that I'm with now. You're not unworthy just because you're not licensed. Like, you bring a lot to the table as an unlicensed designer who just is on my way to be there, just like many other fellow designers, where we have our own powers, where we're good with designing concepts and talking to people and clients. So I just want to kind of say it that it is important for you to know that you're worthy just because you're not licensed. You can bring a lot to the table. You know just as much as an architect would. You just have to keep honing each craft. I had with you has really helped me gain my confidence back. I mean, I won't lie, there's still some doubts, but I feel like that's just a natural thing, and you just kind of have to like overcome that and just keep practicing and telling yourself and reminding yourself that you're worthy and that you just have to keep going.